Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and today, well, yesterday actually, the support for Path of Building 2 has been public. It was already kind of in the works for quite a while from Local Identity and all the other people in GitHub. Huge prop to them, so you can always check out their work on GitHub. But we're going to talk about the build that we have. As you might expect, I've been putting things from my build to path of building. I still haven't done any min maxing whatsoever for additional things, apart from looking a little bit too against the darkness that I could have that are better for my character. There are many supports that don't work. The combos thingies don't work. Empowered thingies also don't work, and many other things. Or if they work, I don't know how to make them work. But we will learn together. If you don't know what path of building is, it is a third-party application. You have a portable one and a .x that you can install in your system. And also it has a lot of things that you can check. If you haven't ever tried path of building in path of exile 1, this one it will be a little bit like surprising, but let's say that this is kind of a cool super Excel sheet that has a neat UI, and of course it is as good as the implementation, so be patient. If there are any errors, you can report them in the GitHub itself, creating a thing. I forgot the name, and people will work hard on it, and everything else is very clear now. You have your tree, you can export builds and something like that. I'm going to talk this at the end of the video because it's one of the least interesting things for most of the people that but I still kind of want to share my build. I will also update the mobilities guide. I had to make the CI part of the thingy, so I'm also going to put the path of building code of my main one there. I'm not going to kind of recover the old one without CI because I don't really have the items anymore. Sold all of them. But this is kind of the thing that we want to use. I'm even using my old boots here, my power threads with +8, but you can get a +14 now. In crazy, and everything else is the gear that I'm using right now. Some updates, super cool stuff that is very strong. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. Hawa with +1 to melee skills, very strong. Of course, a plus the 1 to 12 lightning damage to attacks is stronger, but beggars can be choosers. This was like 2 divines instead of 100. Super cool amulet that I don't think many people will be able to get, but just forget about it for a while. And then my onset rings. They are nothing crazy, but I think this one is kind of good. Kind of like it. Ingenuity, a new belt that I'm using. Super strong belt. Um, Not that pricey for not good super rolls and corrupted, but right now the one that I'm using, as you can see, is 78, almost at the cap of 80 without corruptions giving extra thingies. Now, one of the things that is true and there's no way to change right now, I did get my Venom Crypts on Chaos Resistance, but I'm CI, so it's being useless. You can get the +5 to all attributes or reduces slowing potency. Of course, +5 to all attributes will be way stronger. And also, the elemental ailment threshold I think will be stronger than the mana regeneration rate, or maybe even the normal stone threshold. Now, as for things that kind of are difficult to kind of get into, is the critical weakness. It's not working. Like if you get Eye of Winter, or maybe I have to snap uh, a malice thingy on the other place, but I don't want to care about that, so I just put attacks have +10 to critical hit chance, because I'm not trying to get any extra DPS on my bell or my ice strike. And if you are hitting a boss, you are proccing Eye of Winters quite easily. If you have seen any of my clips, you will be able to check that it drops super fast and super well. Now I do have a new way to do the combo itself, but that will be for another video, because now I'm kind of using culmination instead of combo. The only different thing is that here you can get to more than 20 combo, and that is more damage than the other combo. Just it gives more damage, plain and simple. And then also I have to try, or if anyone actually knows, if momentum is still working. If not, you can use the inevitable critical. That is what I'm using right now, because it's making sure that when I'm using my flickers, most of the time I crit. And as you might expect, we have like 600-700% critical multiplier. This is I don't think it's right actually. I don't have any way to kind of check, because I will have to be in the middle of the combat and then do calculations. But also things that you might think that are weird, but they actually work. Ice bite, you may think it's not active, but it's active, because when you hit the bell, it gets frozen and you get that buff. So you want to flicker strike with that buff on. And as you know, flicker strike snapshots things, so it will have that extra cold damage on its whole duration. Nothing crazy on all the other things. We have a Tempest Bell, Infernal Cry, Mantle of Destruction, blah blah blah, Charge Staff, Grim Feast. It's not working that well. I could add the charge infusion instead of Grim Fist, or I'm also using Herald of Thunder for clear, and you can put charge infusion instead. But Herald of Thunder has nothing in it, so it's not that important. Of course, the Herald of Thunder itself doesn't do anything crazy, so I don't care that much about it. This was the initial implementation things that I have. I kind of checked that everything was okay. I made some jewels. They were good. I looked at the price of those mods and they were super pricey, so let's forget about those. But you can get these ones. Attack damage, increased damage with empowered, and rage and hit. Very good. Not that pricey, because no one cares about empowered attacks right now, of course. And then nothing else has changed. Remember the time loss jewel kind of good here, plus two to rage hits. If you get a large one, you can get another one here, but it's not worth it. This one was super cheap. It was like 20 exalted way back. You can get some better ones for a divine or something that have extra effect on the little thingies, the small passives, and put and get the critical bonus ones instead of the critical ones normally. And this is not a video to explain path of building itself. I'm going to make another one after this one, explaining all the mechanics and things that you can do with path of building. But this was to update my build itself and to leave you the link code here, and for you to know that the build is going to be updated on Monolithics likely this week. I'm not promising anything for some days, because I'm going to be kind of busy. But for any other thing, you can kind of see and check. Remember also one thing about Flicker Strike, it's that average damage, this is like one hit and you are going to do 17 and 18, 19 hits likely. So that is why it doesn't seem anything incredible. But you also have to add the charged staff damage to it. So it's not as easy as it seems. But I will leave you with that, and I will see you on the next video.